Hi and welcome to Debt Tale. I'm Rebecca Bautista and we'll be talking about cashier's checks or banker's checks. So let's get started. So a cashier's check, sometimes called a bank check or an official check, is a check that is written from a bank. This is different than a personal check because it is written from your personal account. So let's talk about the difference. When the check is written from the bank, it means it came from the bank's reserves and therefore is guaranteed. Unlike a personal check, which is written from a personal account, in which if there are not enough funds, then it can be bounced back. A banker's check is considered a guaranteed fund. So therefore, there is no risk for the person who is using that check for the funds to be insufficient. That gives it a little bit more protection for the sellers and buyers, and therefore it is something that is usually required for large transactions. So oftentimes you may need to get a cashier's check for a large purchase like a house, or perhaps you are buying a vehicle out in cash. These larger transactions, generally for peace of mind of the seller, would require a guaranteed fund. Now, you also want to consider the fact that a bank's check tends to have more security features. So we're thinking watermarks. Sometimes the check is signed by two employees. Additional safety features for bank checks tend to be that if you try to photo scan it, it will show void, it's a copy all over it. Therefore, it makes a banker's check less likely to be counterfeit or fraud. Now, where can you get one? Well, you can get one from a bank or from a credit union. Generally, it is easier if you are a member at said bank or credit union to get one. Now, usually, if you want it same day, you can actually go to the bank to speak to a bank teller and get it same day. However, some banks do offer, or if you have an online bank, do offer the option to phone it in and then overnight the check. In most cases, you cannot use a credit card to fund the cashier's check. What happens is you go to a bank teller and then you will either provide that amount in cash or it will be withdrawn from your account if it's that bank account. Then those funds will be moved into the reserves and then it will be written out on that banker's check and that check will be given to you. Now, you need to note that a banker's check cannot be written out blank. So you know how with a personal check, sometimes you can write it out to cash and then anybody can cash it? You cannot do that with a banker's check. It has to go to a payee. So you need to make sure that you have the correct spelling and that you have the correct destination of where it's going. If it's going to a person or if it's going to their business account, then you need the business name. So make sure you have that. Now, another thing that you need to consider is that generally bank checks have a extra fee attached, and that's to actually write it out. So aside from having the total amount that you want on that check, you need to have whatever is the amount to cover that bank fee. Now, also, if you are doing this over the phone, then you may also have to cover the overnight fee, so whatever it costs to take that check and get it mailed to your destination. So those are just some additional money factors you need to consider. Now, when the teller hands you the check, if you did it in person or over the phone, they generally will email you or hand you over a proof of receipts. I generally like to keep it just in case there is any conflict down the line, or just to show that, nope, I went and I put this money into this bank check and here it is, so you can have it for your records. So that's really it for a cashier's check, bank check, official check, etc., all the same thing. If you have any questions, please leave a comment down below. It is just another way to move money. Up above is a video on another way of transferring money across banks, and there's even more in the playlist that will be linked at the end of this video. I hope you found this video helpful. Please leave a like, and as always, share if you think that you know someone who doesn't know what it is. As always, I'm more than happy to help. Next, we're going to be talking about money orders, which is yet another way to move money. And so I hope you have a good one. Bye!